stay a colony, become an independent nation, or become the 51st state of the United States of America. The voter turnout was low, but those who cast their ballot did so overwhelmingly. The tiny Caribbean island state of Puerto Rico wants to be a full-fledged U.S. state. But the question is, will Washington accept the poll result and embrace the impoverished nation into its fold? Our senior foreign affairs editor breaks it down for us in this special report.
The turnout was low, but the enthusiasm ran high. Ignoring a boycott called by the opposition, 23% of Puerto Rico's voters turned up, and vote they did, eagerly so. 97% said yes to a full merger with the big neighbor, the United States of America, as its 51st state. Behind that decision was no great love for the gringo, as Americans and other non-Hispanics are referred to in Latin America, but rather a practical attempt to seek a more secure economic future.
I believe it will be a better future for Puerto Rico, and I also think about the families and students, because a lot of them leave after they graduate because they can't find any opportunities here. So I consider everything, because you have to look at it all together.
The Caribbean island, that has been an unincorporated U.S. colony since the late 1900s, is reeling under external debt amounting to $70 billion. It also has a 45% poverty rate, a flawed education system, and public health and pension schemes in limbo. Becoming a full-fledged U.S. state in which Puerto Ricans will be able to vote not only in the U.S. primaries as up to now, but even in the presidential election, could change that bleak scenario. Besides, ordinary Puerto Ricans are simply tired of being a colony.
We are here because Puerto Rico has to decide to no longer be a colony. We are one of the colonies of old, and we don't want to be a colony anymore. If we want to end our colony status, everyone has to vote. You cannot stay at home.
But given US President Donald Trump's vow to build, not break down barricades between Latin America and the United States, many Puerto Ricans prefer to stay away from the polling booths.
I didn't go to vote today. I have always voted in every election that I saw as legitimate. But I don't think today's election is valid at all, because the United States Congress isn't going to validate this referendum.
In the US primaries, Puerto Ricans mostly voted for the Democrats. Bringing such a tiny nation on board now may not cost the United States as much as is thought. On the contrary, it may even win the controversial US President Donald Trump unexpected goodwill and a vote bank in the faraway Caribbean that may come in handy. Padma Rao, WION.